Either way, we are pretty solidly back on paper homework for now, but we have caught up and actually surpassed where we need to be. Where we really needed to be before break is have that test done. The test you're going to take on Thursday. So I think we're going to make that goal. So if you want, this will be optional, and we'll talk more on Thursday, Friday about this. If you want, we are doing a like reward type movie day sort of thing, but there is a math worksheet to go along with it that will be worth candy. Obviously, it's not worth points because we don't really have points around here. So we will start that on Friday because Home Alone is longer than even a block. So even if I block with Mr. Estes again next week, like Home Alone's longer than that. So I think we'll start watching like 20 to 30 minutes of it on Friday. Now, if you have other stuff you need to do, now Friday's after Mastery deadline, or Friday is. When is Mastery deadline? Thursday or Friday? Thursday. Also, so that teachers can like get things back to you or whatever. But yeah, so Friday would be after Mastery deadline. But if your advisor has told you like you're really close and they're going to give you through Friday to get your work done, like that could be an option on Friday. Because obviously our Friday classes are shorter anyways. By the time you guys get in here and we would get the movie going, we'd have like 20, 25 minutes, which is about perfect for the amount of time we'd still have next week when we block. Now, I will tell people, if you are a choir kid, sorry, you're going to miss Tuesday because choir has their dress rehearsal at the high school on Tuesday. So sorry, that just happens when you're committed in a lot of different things. Yeah, so sorry, but I can't control that. The voice from above.
Would Abdullah Al-Jabari and Lincoln Purchase please report to the Perry office? Abdullah Al-Jabari and Lincoln Purchase to the Perry office, please.
Yeah, they don't know. They have like 800 kids to keep track of. All right, so I know it says resource paper up here, but I don't like using multiple pieces of paper when I could just use one. So this is on your handout. We are now like revisiting our geometry. Right? We got algebra and geometry, pretty much the two branches of math. There are others, but algebra and geometry are like the main ones. So we're back in geometry. We need to figure out the area of this shaded region. But my challenge for you, because each of us have like unique brains, and hopefully this will make you talk to each other, I need you to be able to explain to me how we could do it two different ways. You only have to write out the work for one of the ways, but I need you to think through what other way could we do it. So some hints for you, because then you're just going to start talking with each other. Some methods would involve addition. Some might involve subtraction. I guess they might involve both, too. Some might involve breaking the shape up. Some might involve making a bigger shape than it is, and then working backwards. If you think I have zero idea of how to solve the area of a shape like this, then look differently. I don't know if you ever played with like a real camera or like a real like focus lens, but like if you are focusing on something that you can't solve, switch your focus, right? Like there are always alternative options. So, for example, if we look at the next problem we're going to talk about, and this is the first one, but if we look at the next problem that we're going to talk about, it's on your paper. If I focus on the circle, right? If I focus on the whole circle, this is the next, it's on your paper. This is the next one. We're not doing this one yet, but I just want to get you thinking like this. If I focus on the whole circle, what I have remaining is a rectangle with these little like, and like, what the heck? So instead of focusing on I have a circle here, how should I switch my focus? And actually, we can just start on this problem, honestly, because this problem, I don't know why it comes after the other one in the lesson, but we can just go ahead and start on this. So turn to a neighbor, talk about how you should switch your focus. We should not be focusing on the circle, because then that that makes the other part of it very difficult. So chat with the neighbor about how we can switch our focus and figure out the area here. How can we switch the focus? And then go ahead and write out that work, right? Like, don't just calculate on a calculator. Like, write out the work you're doing. Love it. There are trap doors here.
No, I'm not even done. I can't. What?
You can't what?
I agree. Yeah, that's the problem. The little question.
No, it's not.
No. Well, not like the problem, but that's what I'm having.
So hey, if you're thinking like Lydia that this is a problem, go ahead and look up here. This length is not given to us explicitly. They don't say that length is, right? When somebody says explicitly, that doesn't just mean like bad words. I was too old when I learned like that words have multiple meanings. Like explicitly, back in the day when you would go to a store and buy music on a CD, it would have a little thing that says like explicit parent warning. Yeah. And like if you were too young, they wouldn't sell it to you. But another word like meaning of explicitly is very clearly. This is not explicitly told to us, but it is told to us indirectly. Who can put together what I mean by it's told to us indirectly? Madeline?
So it tells you the radius of the circle.
What good does that do for us?
So like it's the same on like all the sides. So if you get the so if you like double it, then that's the height.
If the radius is 6, the radius is 6, the radius is 6, the diameter then is 12. So how did we switch our focus here? I guess I should probably use some random cards so a lot of you have 3 your hands up there. Nolan, how do we switch our focus?
It's like a rectangle instead of a circle.
Yeah, don't look at the circle and leave yourself with a difficult task with the rectangle, or whatever shape we could have called that then with those weird pointy parts. Look at the rectangle first, and then we're going to look at the semicircle. Semi. If only we've been learning about stems of words and knew what semi meant. Oh wait, we have them. So for our area of our rectangle, right, we're going to do what? What math? 19 times 12, length times width. 19 times 10 is 190 plus 18, 208.
228.
Math is hard. Oh, it's because I did 9 times 2, not 19 times 2. Sorry. 228, dogs, cats, pizzas. What are we talking about here? You gotta get in the habit of putting labels on these numbers. Guys, pretty soon if you don't have labels, I'm gonna like put a question mark after it and your problem isn't finished if it doesn't have a label. And of course I mean on tests, right? Like on your homework, I'm still not, like I don't grade right answers, right? But this is 228, no, close.
Square feet.
Feet squared, because we're talking about area. You gotta get in this habit, guys. Start training yourself, doing it on your practice work, doing it on stuff you're not even turning in. No naked numbers. Inappropriate. It's too cold outside. Eva?
Wouldn't that not be the area because you didn't find the area of the semicircle?
Well, that right now for that piece, I'm breaking this apart. But I'm writing down my work as I go. So now my semicircle, and I just like color coding, which guys, you can like use highlighters or whatever to color code if you want. I'm gonna figure out area for my circle, which again, if we forgot, is radius squared times pi. But then here, we're gonna divide it by 2, right? Because we have the semicircle. Guys, if you don't write that at the beginning, there's like a 50-50 chance that you forget. Because you get excited when you get an answer, and then you'll probably be like, oh yeah, plus 228, sweet, done. And you'll forget to divide by 2. I always would advise write that first so you don't forget it. Now be careful, what's the radius here? 6. And 6 squared is 36. And then you can divide by 2 before you multiply by pi. So what's 36 divided by 2? 18. So what we really get for our semicircle area is 18 pi, which actually comes out to be 56 something?
Yes.
52.
What?
56.52.
About.
So then combined, our total area is what? And I forgot my label here. Feet squared. So we gotta add 228 with our 56 plus 5, 2. 70, 84, 284? 0.52? Make sure you include that label. Questions on that one? Remember, even if values aren't explicitly told to you, a lot of times they're indirectly told to you and you just have to like take it from one spot to the next spot. Go back up to that previous super awkward looking problem and dive into that one. And when you think like, why would I ever calculate a shape like this? Like I've literally done stuff like this back when I worked landscaping. Because like if that space in the middle is a fountain and we're gonna plant grass and mulch and or what, like you need to figure out area so you can figure out what to go buy. And you don't want to buy way too much because what do you do with the extra? Like literally that would become an issue. All right, so try that one. I promise you there are real life situations where that sort of stuff happens. 2 different ways. You only need to write down the work for one way, but I want you to think through a second way. How could you think through a second? Talk with each other, guys. Multiple brains is often way better than just your single brain.
Alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm solving for each triangle, and then I'm going to solve for the rectangle, and I'm just going to subtract the circle. Yeah. I think that's...
Make sure to write down your work so you can go back and track what you did. Color code if you want to. Rectangle. No, it's not. Yes, that's true. Say it the other way around, that's false. I 100% forgot to eat breakfast. Shakira. Do you guys even still know who Shakira is? Okay. Still popular enough? first thing I'm doing. Color and stuff.
Where are this other triangle?
5.5.
Square feet.
Where did 11 come from?
I was working on this problem for a sec.
Oh, but do you have this one done?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Almost.
I just got nervous and like, that's a radius of 5. And you had it written down, but then your calculator.
Yeah, I was working on that for like a split second, and then you said work on this one. And I'm like,
I had to fix the promote on my calculator because it was on science.
This doesn't have to be the same way you took. Kyrie, do not tell me an answer. What did you do?
So on the bottom, I on the bottom and the right, I solved for the triangle.
Okay, so you did triangles separate. Okay.
And then I solved for the big rectangle, and then subtracted the area of the circle.
So Kyrie said do triangles, do rectangle, then subtract. So I also have to do circle, right? If I'm going to be able to subtract it away. So when I go to do the circle, since I made that yellow and I wrote that down first. Okay, area of a circle, what's our formula? Radius squared times pi. So what's your radius here?
5.
Remember, radius squared is not the same as diameter. So 5's, I don't need to put that over anything because we don't have a half circle here. So really, I could just write down 25 pi. I mean, or you can do the math and you get 70.
78.5.
Yeah, but if I type that into the calculator, it's more accurate, right? So like, I can type in minus 25 pi. I just have to be careful that I put that in parentheses, because otherwise you'll minus 25 and then multiply by pi. Oh, well, probably not. Your calculator might actually get that one right, even without parentheses. But I wouldn't risk it. I would always put parentheses on stuff.
I want to find out. That's fine.
All right, so if it does order of operations correctly, it should multiply first and then add or subtract, right? All right, so area of my rectangle. How do I? Let's just go class answers on this. It's less awkward than me calling you guys. Area of the rectangle. What do I multiply?
12 times 20.
Yeah, 20 times 12, which got you
240.
240, and all of these are going to be feet squareds, right? Your final answer better have a label. Your working numbers, give me a few more eyes than I see right now. We're going to call these our working numbers because they're not done, right? They're still working. They're still like coming together. Working numbers don't have to have labels. We'll let you get away with that. Final values do. Okay, because that's like what you're going to hand over to someone and say, here's the area, and now go figure out what we need to buy. All right, so 240. 10 less, and you got to go see the dentist. For the triangle, what's my formula there going to be? Or what? Like, what am I going to do with the numbers here?
12 times 8 divided by 2.
Ooh, divide by 2. Guys, I want to test this out, but this morning, Cora was here working on the door, and she said her previous teacher told her any shape that starts with a T gets divided by 2 when we're doing area. Trapezoid has a division by 2. Triangle has a division by 2. I haven't thought all the way through this, but I was like, I'd never heard that before. Shapes that start with T, she said, will require a division by 2. I'd never heard that before, but I think it's right. I don't know. We're talking 2D shapes, right? So if your brain went to like a tetrahedron, like no, we're talking 2D shapes. 12 times 8, let's do some mental math. 12 times 8, 80, 96, divide by 2.
48.
Unfair, because you guys already calculated these things. It's more fun to do it in your head, I'm telling you. Like, guys, you're totally fine to use a calculator. But in the sake of like, you want your brain to be strong, try it in your head first, then calculate it, right? We're not in a rush. I'm trying very hard to set a goal like slowing down a bit. Had some kids tell me I was stressing them out earlier this year, which whatever, school is stressful, but I don't want to be the cause. 20, right, we got to bring our our 20 down, times 3, it's a triangle, so divide by 2. 60, 30?
Yes. 30.
Now here's the tricky part. I do not just add these up, right? I need to add these 3 and subtract my 25 pi. When we do that, what did we get as our total? And you'll be close to each other because pi is going to mess with your numbers a little bit. So by the way, if you get stressed out about is this the exact right answer, anything involving pi has an acceptable range of answers. Because whether you use 3.14 or use exact pi, there's an acceptable range. Okay? So you don't have to have the exact same answer as somebody else. Caroline? 239.5 dogs, cats, pizzas. Area wouldn't be our label, but you're right. Feet squared. Yeah, can we get confirmation? Somebody else get that?
Yes, I got that.
All right, now how could we do?
Would Bethany Lee please report to the Perry office? Bethany Lee to the Perry office, please.
Gravity works.
How could we do that differently? Madeline?
So what?
I probably shouldn't have called on you again with not cards, but whatever, it already happened.
So like I calculated like the green triangle and then I calculated like the trapezoid and subtracted.
Wait, the trapezoid. Ooh! Wait a minute. Because I didn't see a trapezoid. Anyone else not see the trapezoid
not
until
even
now?
think about that.
Alright, so Madeline saw a trap. Sorry, I interrupted you though. But so you did trapezoid.
And I subtracted the circle.
Okay, that's another way we could have done. Who's got another way that we could do? Eva?
Maybe we could like figure out the area of the whole like box shape and then like
What do the whole box shape?
yeah.
Is this box shape a square?
Yeah.
No!
Wait,
Rectangle.
No, I thought you said rectangle. I don't know. My brain thought that wrong.
Maybe a square
Boxes
is a
could be
rectangle.
rectangles.
Okay, let's remind ourselves. A square is a rectangle.
But a rectangle is not a square.
A rectangle is not necessarily a square. If the rectangle is a square, we would call it square, because why would I call Lydia girl? Just be like, hey, girl, did you turn it? No, you called them the specific name you have. If a rectangle's not a square, we just call it rectangle. But we don't call it quadrilateral, because that's a person. I don't just say, hey, human. Like, I don't get less
Look at
specific.
organism.
I get as specific as possible.
A lot.
Okay? So, the box thingy is a rectangle. I know, hold on, because I bet some of you didn't see this. Okay, so this rectangle is 28 by 15. Okay, I don't even need to calculate that, but what'd you do next?
I didn't do this. I just thought through it, but like I thought maybe like you could calculate the negative space like in the circle and like the other part of the shape, the weird triangle split off thing. I wouldn't really know how to do that, but yeah.
So, I can again. I'm bleeding, man. I don't know what I just noted, like, I don't know what happened.
That would be a.
I think I got too excited. I scratched myself on something.
Maybe
Oopsie poopsie.
Maybe the cards cut.
Your words cut deep. No, so there is a trapezoid there. That you could use the trapezoid, and then you could use this triangle, right? And subtract away, and still we got to do the circle. Because all this to show you there are multiple ways to do these problems, right? Here's the deal. Right now, I would like everyone to at least, when I say like go, everyone should at least stand up and like take a little like movement break because we're in here till lunch. Then what everyone needs to do, actually we're all going to walk together to make sure we all do this because I'm going to feel bad when I load up my car. Well, actually I'm going to feel bad and good. On Wednesday next week, Thursday, Discovery Day. lost and found over to Goodwill and donating it. Your parents will be upset when then over break they're like, where's your North Face jacket? Where's your ski club hoodie? Where's your... And it's gone forever now. I mean, you can go to Goodwill and buy it back if you want. But, so what we're all going to do right now is stand up and go walk past all the lost and found. There's nothing in the bin. We laid it all out. If it's yours, you need to take it and put it in your backpack or your locker right now. If you know whose it is, please try to tell them like, hey, your whatever's in the lost and found. Then go take a break, get a drink, use the restroom, whatever you need to do. Then we'll come back and we will play Jenga because our Chapter 8 Mastery is on Thursday. So, of course, we have end of chapter Jenga. Questions on what we're doing right now. No, you cannot take stuff that is not yours.
I would just like to mention something. There is an orchestra shirt and a band polo in there.
Yeah, those might be important. And a ski club hoodie from
Oh,
last
there
year.
is?
But, I mean, you guys probably weren't. Well, were you able to get in ski club last year?
No.
Well, then it might be one of yours. All right, let's go. Let's go on the Lost and Found parade. Guys, even everything hung up, that's all lost and found.
Oh, I thought with the honey on the books.
The ones next to the table.
Is it two or which?
Oh,
I
there's
was wait.
The ones near like
that's where I put the hard jacket.
It's up there.
I don't see it. I don't know.
Even the stuff that is hung up. Look at the water bottles. Look at the lunch boxes. Then look up at the hanger stuff. Or coat hooks, or whatever you want to call them. Look at the stuff on the wall. Even the stuff on the hooks. There's some nice coats there. Look at everything. Yeah, because I'm donating it next week. And I don't want to feel bad. I want to have zero sympathy if I'm donating people's clothes. Harrison, you don't want to get a drink, use restroom or anything? I mean, that's totally fine. You can just go back and forth, whatever. Thank you. I don't know. Hey, then get a drink, use the restroom, whatever, come back and we're doing Jenga. Be back in like 5 minutes. Or I'm just going to sneak into the console and throw one on and sneak in and no one will notice me. It's not that hard to do though. Oh, that's cute. Did anyone claim anything? That was a giant thing. Guys, there's like an homage hoodie over here. Like, the amount of North Face stuff is like madness. That was an 8th grader. Hey, do you think you're like floating on the ocean or something right now? Whatever that is. In like 3 minutes, come back for Jenga, okay? My door looks like they wrapped a tree with a scarf.
Is that what you're doing?
It's not my door.
Debating whether
It's my
I'm gonna ask you
advisory
what
store.
happens when the
But like we're gonna cut fringe on the scarf.
Because
So
I'm just
this
I
got a
just got
little
Quartermaster today on it.
wrinkly.
Is it
But
busy when you're
Well,
cutting
it's
or-
yes, we got switched.
Yeah,
to
I
which
put
of
on.
those.
No, we got gingerbread and we're actually.
You mean you baked
Like
gingerbread?
discounted and then
Oh,
it's like
well, we're actually big.
Gingerbread does not get cooked; it gets baked.
Yeah, why do you?
I only really like soft ginger. I feel like there's 2 different kinds of gingerbread. There's like the snap, like where it's like kind of crunchy.
If it's like really crunchy, like to the point where it's almost stale, I can't eat it.
Yeah, same. We were at a Christmas party this past weekend, and I like grabbed one of the cookies, and it looked like it was gonna be like the soft kind. And then I bit it, and I was like, oh, now I'm committed. Now I have to eat this cookie.
Yeah, I'm like, no, why do you?
You know what? I will let you guys make your own teams, 5-person max. This will be suspicious, but then as you make your teams, I need to know so I can sort the cards out. You may make your own teams, 5 people max. You may make your own teams, but then like find a spot to sit.
Guys, we should be right here. Our team should be right here.
All right, so wait, your team is gonna be Liam,
We're also getting Lydia.
Carter,
Jack and Lydia.
Jack.
Lydia will.
Wait, is Nolan on your team or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I hadn't said it. Nolan.
We have both.
Yeah, make your own team, max of 5 people.
What?
Does Lydia want to be on your team? She doesn't. Okay. All right, there's the 5 of you.
I can suit Lydia.
You can't volunteer. You can't volunteer.
I'm the leader because I sit at the table whenever I'm the leader.
I'll sit it.
If we could convince Arnya to move, your team could have that side table.
Probably just take some.
No. This will be good.
Well, you need to be able to like do. I mean, you can sit on both sides of the table. I don't care. All right, Will and Chase, are we on the team together? Who else is joining your team? Or else I'm gonna start putting people on.
Going to that side.
You can invite some other people.
It's us 4. Lydia's going to there.
I'm here.
That has abandoned ship. No, max of 5.
Alright.
Wait, Lydia, this is even more chance to go
Then
over
Lydia.
here, so then like, you can let them have their team.
You know what? As long as everyone ends up on a team, I don't really care if your team has more than 5 people, but it just becomes a lot of arguing if you don't agree. So if you want to do 7 people, like whatever, but you have to manage it.
Can we have a one class team of everybody?
No. Well, I mean, we could, but what fun is that?
Everybody get over here.
We're all just one big team, so if we get it right, we all win. So it's like we have.
Chase and
But
Will are on
how
the
then
team.
is Jenga involved?
Jenga civilization.
Here, this is also why I've been concerned about your art. Now I gotta pull one of these out, and your art is kind of like sticking
Oh,
out.
6 I forgot about it.
Yeah, I realized you forgot about it. I'm aware that you forgot. So y'all are a team. Y'all, so hey, so just checking. We really have 3 teams now. Here, there, and there.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Just checking. So, if somebody from your team wants to come grab them, here's the closures that you need. You can come grab as many as you need for your team if you want.
We have 6. Yeah,
Sure,
6.
be careful. It's kind of heavy. Yeah, just watch those feet while you're moving it. And then if anyone would like to build the tower, you can come on up and build the tower.
I'll help build it.
Actually, you know, I'll help.
No takers.
I'm helping.
And then no name paper. You started in a colorful pen. You did not finish in colorful pen. This is this class. No name paper from last week. Is this yours? Is this yours? I think you already have both yours. I'm gonna be more strategic than that, actually. Hey, yo, I'm gonna try to be strategic with this. These people, as of when I graded this morning, these people don't have this assignment turned in, so it might be yours. Kira, Will, Kyrie. Wow, my advisory starting off strong. Harrison, Jack, Jeremiah. So y'all might want to come check this paper if you think you turned in your 812. Is this yours? If I just read your name, I don't have your 812. Kira, Will, Kyrie. Like today? No, not for 812. 821. Yes, I gave you that. This is 812. It's yours. Put your name on it. Turn it back in. So yeah, Will, you might want to check your binder. I don't think I've seen your 812. I can get you them. Were you absent last week? I think it was Monday. It was Monday's lesson. It was 812. Will, I might need to make you another one. I'll keep looking as we start Jenga, but I'm going to go ahead and get us started on Jenga.
Oh, right.
Jack, how dare you hit me?
All right.
You were in my path.
The test is very, very, very similar to the problems that are on this closure. So, I have to sort the card. All right, we're going to random figure out who's going first by just picking a random card from the deck, and then I'll sort your teams.
Just like circle around the Jenga tower like this.
Pick the card, Chase. Yeah, so I'm not even the person critical. Nolan! Oh, well, you're normally back there with my brain defaults. It's good work. You picked your own team. All right, Nolan, pick a number for us. 17. Only part C. That's the only part I care about here for this Jenga question. Only part C.
Aspirin produces protection.
Hey, I take aspirin every single morning. I have a heart thing. It's just funny you started laughing about it. Like, that's a thing a lot of people do. Take aspirin. And yes, you can like answer parts A or B or whatever, but for this Jenga problem, all I care about is part C. Alright, so remember, I am again randomly picking from your team for who gives the answer. So it might be Nolan, but it likely won't be. Because it's a 5-6 chance that it is somebody other than Nolan. It's in the details. This is on your paper. Did you guys get copies of the closure? Do you guys have copies of this?
Not just random mail. So we don't have enough
At
data.
this page.
It's not
If you're looking at
representative
your list,
data.
you don't have this.
Yes.
So when I announce here's your papers, are you guys part of this team? Or not?
It says best position.
You're a separate team than the girls. You want to be just a team of two. I'm okay with that if you're okay with that, but you're sitting right beside then your competitors. So if you're a separate team, I'd maybe scooch this way a bit so you two can talk without them necessarily hearing you.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we might as well just specify it again, just to make sure. I know Mr. Hudson can be a little thicky.
Basically, we just figured that out.
Basically, we were just talking about that.
We said no because it's just
You're allergic to it.
no because it's just no.
All right, how we doing?
Good.
Like ready?
Yeah.
You guys gotta let me know when you're. I mean, I know you then sneakily work on other problems, which is fine. I don't care. But like, if we want to play Jenga, let me know when you're ready. All right. To see who gives the answer. Can you reasonably conclude from this sample that aspirin reduces heart attacks for all men aged 40 to 84? Will.
No.
Why?
Because in the sample it's just male physicians, but in the question it says all men aged 40 to 84.
Yeah, they only looked at physician. What's a physician?
Doctor.
It's like a doctor, right? What's ishin mean? Well, I guess we haven't really done those. Is ishin, and it's not really a STEM, but it's like an expert, right? Like a professional.
The suffix for like an expert in the field.
Thank you. I knew one of you would back me up. Yeah, it's like an expert, right? So a physician is like a doctor, right? But they only looked at physicians. That's not a very good survey because it was too focused, right? It's too narrow. Unless they only want to look at just physicians. Yeah?
We also don't have any information because they could be taking other medications.
Mm-hmm.
They could have allergies to specific things and asthma.
Yep.
Jack can go up first.
There's a lot of stuff.
Like, I take a baby aspirin because it's low dose every morning, but I also take other pills, right? Like, so yeah, it's
And it could be a combination of those things that stops.
mm-hmm. Vivian, pick our next one. Oh yeah, well, I mean, it's whatever. We just have 4 teams. What? 5. Yeah, I know. Oh, so difficult. Hey, we're just gonna call our teams A, B, C, and D. I don't care if you make up another name for your team, but I'm just writing A, B, C, and D up here.
Go to B and write beans. Jack.
Wait, are we supposed to be A?
I don't care what team you are. Claim whatever team you want. You can make your team Beans. That's my friend's cat's name. Anytime his cat is doing something silly, he's like, oh, Beans. I bet we'll be ready soon. You gotta explain to me how you did it without a calculator. How you know what the answer is without a calculator. How do you know what it is without a calculator? I often talk about what's better than decimal numbers. I often talk about not liking decimals as much as I like something else.
So that would
I agree with 0, 0, 2. Guys, we're actually gonna go. I'm gonna work on one right
I
now.
think it's kind of
Well, this is 180. That means this is 27, right? No, that's not 27. Wait, no, so, wait, I understand it now, guys.
no.
I understand it now. 180
How we doing?
minus 27 by 3.
Team Vivian, how we doing? Are you ready? Because remember, I'm random picking who. All right, we're random picking who gives the answer. Are you ready? Do you need need more time to debate? Okay. Are you sure?
No, because you're right. Oh, wait.
Aaron. All right, bring your attention back up here. Aaron, talk me through how can we do this without a calculator? Hey, we're listening now. All right, so they said we multiplied both because if you want a chance to steal, you better be listening because I'm not going to tell you if it's right or wrong. They said they multiplied them both by 100. So 40 and 5? Yeah? Okay. Then. Okay, so they did that. What'd you get? I'm not giving you any answer. 200. And then you. Okay. So now your answer turned into. And you're done? I'll vibe to Christmas music. There is a steal opportunity. Ooh, Harrison's team. Hold on. I gotta pick randomly. You called it for your team, but I know there's only 2 of you. But Jeremiah, what do you guys think the answer is? Does anyone disagree with them? They're saying 0.02. So hold on. They're saying 0.02. We got more disagreement. Okay, let me random pick. We'll give each team a chance actually here. I don't know why I'm shutting my eyes when the cards are upside down. Carter, what did your team say the answer is?
0.002.
So they have another. They have 0.002. Not for the math teacher in the room. I don't find this hilarious, but. Kira, what do you guys have for your answer? 0.02. So that you guys agree with Harrison and Jeremiah. Okay, so I'm putting a check mark there that they agree. What do I almost always say is better than a decimal? A fraction, right? If I think about this number in its fraction form, what is it? 4 tenths, or you could say 40 hundredths if you wanted to. What is this value in its fraction form? 5 hundredths, meaning when I multiply my fractions, I get 20 over, but I don't need to keep all those zeros because anytime we see stacked zeros, we could divide by 10, and then if we switch it back into a decimal, 2 hundredths, tenths, hundredths, and since they were quicker on the draw, Harrison and Jeremiah's team gets the steal. Sorry, you guys also had it right, but their hand went up first, and honestly, I had to say. Now, I will say, Caroline, I saw that little bit of movement. Be more confident. Like,
well, I didn't know if we could steal like at that moment or not.
So I will again remind you how that works, and then we'll let you guys come up and draw a block too. For a steal, as soon as a team gives their answer, if you think it's wrong, raise your hand. That's all you have to do to steal. Just raise your hand. Even if they're right, then I'll just tell you, no, they're right. Like, you can't steal. But if they're wrong, then I'll say, okay, what do you think it is? So Harrison's team has somebody pull one, and then Caroline's team send somebody up because you guys also had the right answer. Guys, if you are working without a calculator, like, do something to double check your math, like use fractions instead of decimals. They are a lot of times easier to work with. What, Jeremiah?
I did it like another way, but I forgot the same answer.
Yeah, there are other ways to do it, right? Do you want to talk about yours while they're drawing blocks?
Yeah, so first I just did 4 times 5, which is 20, and then I moved up by the decimal side because just 3 is bonus.
Yeah, Jeremiah took the method. Oh, getting back to 5 will be tough. Jeremiah took the method of saying there needs to be 3 decimal places. Technically, this answer is 0.020. Because what Jeremiah said he did was 4 times 5 is 20. Now make sure we use 3 decimal places. Because 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. And I keep that last 0 for the 3 decimal places. But we could simplify it down to 0.02. But if I do the 4 times 5 and then how many decimal places, 0.020. Yeah, be careful. This is wrong. This is not correct. And guys, we should have had a little like scratch in the back of our head of like, that number's less than 1 times another number less than 1. Less than 1 of less than 1 is going to be a lot less than 1. Now I've gotten lost on the order of things. Oh, now it's back to Jeremiah and Harrison's team anyways. Jeremiah, pick a number. 7. Ooh, look, fractions. Yay.
This is definitely a word. Here's a word. Oh yeah, I like those.
Should we use a mixed number or?
You should write A and put lady.
And it's more accurate.
There's none of the other ones because like this is gonna be kind of.
We're definitely.
Remember, like we are doing our homework right now.
Exactly. It's right there.
Before I let
Underlined
you
in
give me your
blue.
answer, I don't believe you.
Flipping fraction.
But like
Kentucky
we are
Chicken Fried
doing
Guys.
these problems on our paper as we go, right? So like this problem should be getting done because Jeremiah's right
I'll
now.
ban the word because
I like improper fractions. If you want to switch it back to a mixed number, you can.
too much.
Up to you.
The word buffoon. I called my brother buffoon and dingus too much, so she got mad at me and banned both the words.
Then I'm gonna call you Bingus.
Bingus is crazy.
And the food.
Hey, so reminder, I didn't make it like your homework because I assume we're gonna get it done today/Thursday. But like this is getting turned in. The closure. These papers are all on like these papers. These problems are all on this paper. We still have another half hour today, let alone. And then if we don't get done, my plan is to spend a little bit of time on Thursday maybe. But please make sure you're doing these problems on that paper. Are you guys ready? Yeah. I already know what you did on your papers. I looked at it. So Jeremiah, tell me what you did.
38.
That's the answer. Tell me what you did.
Well, I put, well, first I keep 4/3 the Swedish put 5 8.
And then you got.
32.
This would be when if you disagree, you raise your hand, but don't disagree because their answer's right. Good work, guys. Send someone to the tower.
Good work, guys.
7 is gone.
You should have made them simplify it all the way.
Kyrie, pick a number. 2.
That's my lucky number.
Find all missing angles.
We're done.
I was about to say, make sure everyone has the answers on their paper. All right, our answer is going to be coming from Caroline. Caroline, start A, C, or T. You tell me. Like, which one do you want to start with?
C.
Sure, C equals what?
38.
Good
Keep
job.
going.
T. That's a T, right?
Yeah, it's a T.
Okay, 38. And then A is 42. Or 142.
Because vertical.
Fraction.
What do we call the two that add up to 180? Supplementary. What would we call it if they added up to 90?
Complementary.
Complementary, right? Complement is the right thing to do.
Can I go up?
Send somebody up. There is the scoreboard. I'm not paying attention to it whatsoever, just by the way. For you to put your score on. Like, I mean, okay, there is also, like, a scoreboard in this game, but it takes too long to, like, stop on that slide and write them there, so I never use that scoreboard. Jack! Pick a number. 15. Hey, but you've already read the whole situation. Now you just need to read this question and apply your knowledge of statistics. Yes, because middles are easier.
Apparently, took out most of one, and now I'm scared.
That's an outer.
I took a middle, and when I put it, it took that with it.
Oh, okay. Friction.
Now that's just easier for one of us, thanks.
Or harder.
You never know. 21. So I put this as
Oh my gosh, I have to go make 2 more copies. And I'm too short for the afternoon.
Well,
Because
that's
these are
what I
left
do when
over
I
from
got
last year.
hangers.
Like, I
I
made
put my
2.
shirt, I
Huh?
put my shirts now, but like when I used to hang up my shirts, I would always get all my hangers, and I would always be one off. So I'd always grab one, and then I'd
I hate
have one
that.
too many.
I'm like doing laundry, I gotta run upstairs, get hangers, come back downstairs. Because I like, you know, I'll like put a movie on or something while I'm doing laundry. And then I'm always like, oh, I gotta go get a couple more. Like, it's funny that you guys had the other stats problem. Like, wasn't it your group who had part C of this?
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You should pick me. That'd be cool.
I mean, it's a 25% chance right now. Nolan! What do you guys think? Can we reasonably conclude that?
No,
Why?
because they only tested on males.
Yeah. A little sexist right here. They only tested males, so can we say anything about females? No! It does not apply. I mean, it might, but we have no evidence that it does. Lydia.
No,
I
don't.
think-
Don't.
I think they left out some information.
It'll fall. Do not. Do not.
What do you, of what? Out of the question? Or?
When they said why, they missed something.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, the biggest thing was that survey had no women. And the age group, right? Yeah. Vivian, pick a number. 11. Order of operations. No calculator. Order of operations, no calculator. No calculator. No calculator. Make sure you can talk me through step by step. No calculator. Are you spider? Okay, one of the funnier things that I've seen over here on the board, and it might have been one of you guys that drew it, but it was like right here, but it had the eraser, and it was like little stick figure dudes that were like running away. But like the eraser had erased like half of one of them, so it was like the eraser was chasing the stick figures. I don't know who drew it, but it was really funny. Because I was over here like writing assignments one day, and I just stopped and I was like, okay, that's clever. Like, no, it's F1. They drive really fast.
So 32. So it's 64. Wait, so Liam, it's 64? You have to do parentheses first. That's just. Oh no, I'm wrong. It's You have to do parentheses first, dude. Is it 70?
You ready?
Mean times.
Oh, it's exactly.
All right, we got to go a step at a time because I don't want just the answer, right? Because then you could have used a calculator. Ooh, this will be fun. Hold on, I got an idea. Each card I pull only tells me one step. Okay? So, funny. Vivian, what's the first thing you did? 10 minus 2, and hypothetically, like, you didn't do anything else. Sometimes you can get away with doing something else at the same time, but I wouldn't. So then, Rowan, what'd you do? Okay, what'd you get there? Because I should have asked Vivian what 10 minus 2 was, just, to make sure. Or, yeah. Sorry, what'd you get? 32, which means I shouldn't write that 4.
There's a lot of parentheses. Parentheses.
Gravity works.
Aaron, what'd you do then?
3 plus 32.
And what'd you get?
35.
And then, no surprise, the only card I have left. Eva, what'd you get?
You times the 2 by the 35 and get 70.
Lydia?
Is it right? And I was wrong.
Yes.
Did you talk with your team?
Yeah.
Did your team agree with your answer or not?
Me and Harry agreed on this.
Lydia, you're wrong.
Oh, I thought you guys also. That is not a correct sample. Okay,
Lydia,
Lydia.
did you follow it in the chapter?
Yeah, no, they're right, because parentheses, then multiply, then still parentheses. Now, where you might have gotten confused, this parentheses does not happen first because, like, you got to work inside out. So we do this parenthesis, then as we get into the green parentheses, the multiplication has to happen first. Then, still inside of parentheses, the addition happens. Then we're outside of the parentheses.
Okay.
But really, these first couple steps are all parenthesis, parenthesis, parenthesis. Inside of parentheses, we still follow
Would
PEMDAS.
Emery Howell please report to the Perry office for dismissal? Emery Howell to the Perry office for dismissal.
That was 11. Who what? No, whatever. Man, like, if I don't have some kind of injury that just happened or is healing or whatever, like, life is dangerous. All right, send somebody up. Vivian's team, send somebody up. Or sit there and argue about it. Harrison, pick a number. Yeah, send someone up. 14. Guys, it's like you have something against certain colors today. Anyone else noticing that? 116. 116. 116. Hey guys, we're talking math. I want you to get this assignment done. Like, I'm hoping you have less homework. If you think it's a difficult question, though, be ready to steal. Hey, random opinions that you can honestly just give me a thumb scale. With the whole, blocking time, it really doesn't change that much of, you still get the same amount of time in the week with math and the same amount of time with connections. Do y'all like the time blocking or dislike it?
I like it.
Where we alternate days?
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
So Estes and I are talking about, why don't we just do this?
I think it's
you
very
might
smart
just
idea.
shake up the schedule. The only problem is if you're sick, then you miss like on one day you miss an hour and a half of one class, and it, like that's really the only issue I can think of is when you're sick. But like I'm recording,
Exactly.
so anyone who's sick, like
They just get to watch the movie.
Get sick on Mount.
kind of.
I don't have the install, but
That's
the
just
install.
That's three things with
What the course start? So you're the one who made it all. How much they start?
2 and equals 2. I'm not confused. Here, okay, I'll try to explain it. Okay.
I got
Kyrie, do
some
you need
fun
me
Is that a one or a very?
Yes, please. So,
Yeah, but I'm not sure how. Say to show my work.
information given.
I don't.
Second.
Here's what I don't show my work unless it asks me to show my work. It's been not sure as well.
Lily started with.
I just do it in my head. Why show my work when I can do it in my
And
head?
Isabella bought the same, bought the notebook by HubSpot.
Show your thinking.
So
I'm like
X,
walked in
the
with
notebook.
They get
She also bought ice.
Zoom. And I'm gonna get a right
She didn't buy anything else.
Oh,
So that's fine. And they equal the same amount since they both started with the
What?
same amount.
You're
And
blowing
then,
towards
so,
the tower?
right, minus
I don't think you that far away can make a difference.
No, that's there's
They both had pseudo. Well, I'm not even lying. Well, you said it. I genuinely said that one time.
By the way, because I know it's like end of quarter, if you want the other homeworks for this week, they're back here in Thursday and Friday slots. They're like, I'll give you class time, but if anyone's like bored and wants something to do, like you can take the next homeworks if you want them. They're normally back here.
I got some.
Okay, that's the price of the notebook.
It means do the math. Yeah, simplify means like do the
So
math.
you have to plug it into one of the equations.
Yeah. But I mean, it's heck.
In my right paper,
Yeah.
like, I know, right? Wait, right now.
Maybe they went to a bunch of different stores. What about
No.
Oh yeah, the big one.
What are you doing?
Four, and then the 750. Wait, maybe they went to the one. And then they entered that. Then when they entered the note take store, they had 700.
Guys, I'm about to show your work.
Oh, has everyone finished the equation?
They're really expensive.
Graphing
They're
calculator.
really impressive. They're really efficient. Oh, my mom got me a trampoline for Christmas and I'm so excited. She only told me because she wanted me to move it in the garage so I could show you my work.
And you can write.
You can also draw.
And you can download games.
Only on some. You know, I want a graphing calculator for Christmas, guys.
Yeah.
I'm asking
No,
my
okay,
dad
so
for
we lived in a rental house for have a trampoline. But now that we moved to like our own house and we're like paying mortgage on it, we have a trampoline on the back.
I have enough money to buy a graphic calculator.
No,
I'm not putting my RG in
low ticker fade meme is still massive.
Everyone else?
Yippee!
What yes, I do. I have work.
What was I trying to do?
I also have
You guys ready?
I have the bed.
All right. Bring it back up. Upon entering the store, how much money did they have?
Yes.
Wrong, but $7.50.
Unless everybody's wrong.
I got 750.
It's $7.50. I don't like your lack of
It's
confidence for what it's worth.
11:31.
Exactly, it's 11.
Jack,
Sorry.
do you do that to your director at drama?
Yeah.
What did you do?
So if we all got 750, I don't think we need to go over it. But yeah, it's one of those like set up x plus 5 equals 3x like that. Give variables, set up an equation, solve it out. Maybe saved you.
Is that the favorite?
Look, I overheard this chase like started like making noises. It's like when you want to say you're about to get by a car, but all you can say is ah. We need to rebuild the tower, but your answer was right. Jenga just got you.
How many points
Oh, I
is
thought
that?
It's a -6 to your score. So you'll still be positive, right? Because you're at 18 right now, so you just go down by 6. Hey, we need some builders. Yeah, but they already got the question right.
Oh no, I'm gonna put
Chase, just as I like saying I told you so, here's the rules that have been documented the whole year. The answer is worth 4 points. Then it's -10, making a net of 7 or 9 or -6. It's about net score. What do you have against orange and red?
Don't pick them. What do you guys have against green?
Caroline, pick our next number. Or did she? Sure. 6.
No.
Ew, it's red.
You.
Hey, look, it doesn't look like a very difficult problem, though.
Alright, do this one today.
Double check with each other. Make sure you didn't make a silly mistake, because sometimes these problems that
We all
look
have the exact same answer.
done.
Yep.
And Lydia,
Yes.
what is the value of
X
x?
equals 10 degrees.
Good job.
Very difficult, right? X equals 10 degrees. Send someone to the tower.
This one is probably the most manageable problem. Oh, you have to write equation.
Good luck, Lila.
Carter, pick a number.
Oh, good, 13. Tell us
13.
KFC.
Who is saving at a greater rate? Who has a greater rate?
Why do we always have the rate ones?
I mean, you've had statistics for the past 2 of your questions. You have this question
Eva,
done.
you're going on a trip? Oh, I already did that.
Your team just picked this question, but I think you're zoned out somewhere else. Yeah, I changed what it looked like on your paper to make it easier to read. Yeah, I changed what it looked like on your paper to make it easier to read or highlight, but it's the same problem. This is what it looked like in the book. I changed how your text is set up. It's problem 115. That's all you need to know. It's problem 115. Who is saving at a greater rate?
No, you could solve it, but
It's a foreign currency. Yeah, it's a foreign currency.
guys, I got it. I got 7 points. No, because I just divided this by this, and my mom got that by 4.
Oh, so 9,000.
And then I just multiplied by 4 to find that Anika is saving more money.
It's probably Annika,
Oh,
not Anika. It's probably Annika.
I found out that Anika was saving more money. She's saving 75 compared to Eva, who's saving $70.72. I mean, pretty close, but in the
You guys got a list. You have tuition or no?
yeah, you got put into the list. Well, I guess you could do it the other way and switch 75 into the Icelandic stuff.
I'll be there.
Oh, that's what I got.
But I
Your
just
money
I
is
found it
second
easier.
decimal
All you have to
place,
do is
please.
divide 5 over
Guys, we should be in the habit of money knowing 2 decimal places. If you wrote down $7.5, get it at a second decimal place.
$1 is worth 127.
Now, I get it. It's what we call an insignificant digit, but we should still write it.
Yeah, Anika.
Anika.
I got the Taylor Swift number. I'm happy.
Are you guys ready?
I'm ready. Guys, are we ready?
Have I told you about how I don't understand her song?
What song?
Cardigan. I don't understand it. Because she never did Card the First.
I didn't hear you.
I said I don't understand the song Cardigan because she never made a song called Card the First. How do you card again if you didn't do it a first time?
Joke have you did you have that more in mind or his?
I wonder. One can only guess. Guys, if we pull side break, and if we get it right with full side break, we might win. squared. We did it right before the side break. We did 9 more.
All right, are y'all ready? This is your problem, right?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right. Chase. Who is saving more? And then we need both of their rates.
Annika.
Sure, a third way to say her name. Annika. How much is she saving?
Somewhere, I think the 400, 530 something.
A week?
A week. Wait. Hold on. I bet.
Did you leave it month instead of week or whatever value they had given
Look
us?
at the board.
What up? Alright. Just 30.
Liam, help him out. How much is Annika saving per week?
9,543.75.
Wait.
Oh, guys, use dollars. Will.
Monica is saving 75 and Eva is saving 70.73.
Thank you. We're not gonna work in Chronos here. We have
Oh!
we work in dollars. All right, send somebody up.
Will, don't go.
William, get a side brick. A
Wait,
side brick.
Lucas, we said
High up.
Lucas.
Yes.
Side big, high up. High up.
Hi.
I don't need the last.
Yes.
Yes.
William, yes.
That's 9.
Yes.
Eva, pick a number. What? 8. The last blue one. What is the value of X?
Will sabotage.
All I can think of is the Beastie Boys right now.
See? He did. He did.
Eva's team, we ready? All right. Our answer will be coming from Aaron. Aaron, what is the value of X? 7? Seems correct because no one's disagreed. 7, 14, 21 plus 9 gets you 30. 8, that's not the button I meant to hit. 8 is gone. You just got a little view of what 9 and 10 would be. Send somebody up. Jeremiah, pick a number. 12. 114. Problem 114. Gentlemen, we're on problem 114 now.
Yes, sir.
We're on 114. Guys, think about it. Once we colonize Mars, the first thing people are going to start doing is playing sports. I mean, like, come on, baseball would be like an obvious next step. Figure out water, figure out air, play baseball.
Figure out water, air, and temperature.
Okay, and then play baseball.
Yeah. The necessities and then baseball.
This is a very
Guys, it's 100.
Have you ever watched The Martian?
I haven't, but I've been.
Sorry.
Yeah, where he's like growing potatoes and everything. Like, I forget how long he was on Mars, but totally alone, right? And then the storm
someone check my mouth.
created an issue for him. Yeah, there would be a lot to consider. Yeah, I mean, I think he passes out for a little while. I don't know how close the movie stays to the book. That's the thing. I haven't read the book.
Oh,
in a long
I
time.
didn't know.
Shut up! It's such a good
I've
movie.
seen
Respectfully, be quiet.
Those movies where it's like one person
That means
mainly
it's
acting
115,
alone,
right?
I think it's very
No, it's 114.
because it's easier to act with somebody else.
You bungus.
When it's just you and the cameras, and you have to make every like Tom Hanks in Castaway, right? He
Very
was like the
difficult.
only actor for
How-
like 90% of that movie, probably more. Martian, he's not as much as Tom Hanks in Castaway, but still, like most of the movie is just him on Mars.
Is Martian?
Or like people on Earth, but not. Like, he's not actively communicating, right? Like, so all the acting is difficult when you're alone.
Is the Martian the one where he made all those signs to like?
To try to communicate, yeah, because it like takes pictures and then sends it, and it takes a long time to get back to Earth, and then yeah.
I have potatoes.
This will be our last problem for today. So, hold up, bring it back. Especially if you're not done yet. Who picked this one? I don't even care which one of you gives me the answer. I assume you both have the same answer. What'd you get?
114.
No, that's the problem number. What'd you get for your answer?
It's also
114.
Sometimes the people who write math books think they're clever. Yeah, this problem 114 also has the answer of 114. I know, they think they're clever. So send someone to the tower, get some more of those points back. I will save where we're at. Right, I will save where we're at. And we will wrap this up on Hey, this is not homework. You can do it outside of class. I don't care. But it is not homework. You do not have to. 913, that's your homework. Cool? All right, I think it's time to head to lunch. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you Thursday. Where to go?
Me when I light a bomb. Complete.
when you what?
Oh, sorry, Carla, you're dead.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I am dead. I'm.
Falling out of my barn.
I got my stuff here. Oh yeah, I low-key got exploded by the kids.
No, wait. Can we do the recipes for disaster now?
Also, Ben K is finally back, so that Ticket to Ride game can keep